The aspect ratio of this film is litter box. Meow, 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 meow. This is Catwoman on Stinker Madness.
Stinker Madness. Stinker Madness. Stinker Madness. We got the Stinker Madness.
Hello and welcome back to Stinker Madness. I'm your host, Justin. I've got Jackie, my wife, here. How are you, Jackie, my wife?
I'm doing great.
Good. I got Sam here as well. I am not married to Sam.
No.
How are you, Sam?
I'm okay. I would have been better if we wouldn't have watched Catwoman.
Yeah, Catwoman sucked. Boy, I feel kind of bad.
It's really a very good barometer on how not to spend $100 million.
Yeah, oh my god. Dude, there's so much. I see where the money went.
Yeah, it went to the wrong... Everything was wrong. They bought the wrong everything.
There's almost like as much CGI as there is in a Star Wars movie. There is so much fucking CGI.
But it all looks bad.
It all looks awful. And a lot of it's unnecessary too. Like,
oh yeah,
the city shots. There's like pan or whatever it is when you before CGI you would attach a camera to a helicopter and fly
or a crane or something.
Well, you couldn't because some of them are over water and stuff like that. But it looks shitty. You don't need to do it because we don't care because it's not fucking Gotham.
No,
we don't care what the city looks like. It just looks like Joe City. It's any city, USA.
Yeah, and the whole thing.
Not this city.
Well, why?
Our city's not big enough.
Oh, not the city that we live in.
I
gotcha. Yeah, fine. There's also lots of her CGI Catwoman leaping for action sequences that are completely unnecessary. Her just leaping from point to point while not actually accomplishing any task while she's leaping from point to point. But it has to be CGI because a human can't defy physics like Catwoman can.
She just runs on
Waste
walls
of money.
Sometimes to run on walls. It's not a part of an effective battle strategy.
Yeah. And she sucks.
She sucks.
In everything except basketball.
Well, that can be heavily
Did she
debated.
score any points?
Yeah.
She sort of slam dunked it, but I couldn't tell. It didn't work out in time and space because you see her jump. She's got the ball in both hands. There's a sound effect that's like a dunking sound effect. And then she's laying on top of him, and it's supposed to be sexy. Speaking of, Jackie...
But he just cracked his head open and just bled out everywhere.
He would have. He would have been dead.
He would have bashed his head on the concrete
He
and
should have died several times in this movie. And I want, before we even get started, Jackie, you're the one that's going to be able to answer this. Is Benjamin Bratt that dreamy?
No.
So... Every fucking thing he's in, they're like, look at that, look at this dreamboat. And he's just, to me, I'm just looking like, this fucking guy?
Yeah.
What is it with this fucking guy?
He's like the cute guy that works behind the bank counter that's always like, hey, to all the ladies. And you're like, oh, God, you're a sleaze bucket.
Huh.
Just take my money, shut up, give me my change.
So who thinks Benjamin Bratt is this fucking dreamboat?
Julia Roberts for a brief period.
Julia Roberts looks like a fucking gargoyle.
My sister Julia. Yeah, she's not very attractive. But yeah, he was a big deal. Like when I kind of remembered because I asked you guys during the movie, like, wait, wasn't he with J-Lo? I was thinking Julia Roberts, and that was a big. They were the opposite of Bennifer,
Juliet or whatever.
Juliet, yeah.
They tried to do something.
Julia Roberts is so lucky in life. She's got Benjamin Bratt. And I was like, who the fuck is Benjamin Bratt?
Yeah.
It's not like he's Brad Pitt or something.
Let's be realistic, though. Julia Roberts did marry Lyle Lovett.
He is an upgrade from Lyle Lovett visually.
Visually, yes, but Lyle Lovett is one of the most talented people on Earth.
Oh, God, that man is ugly. There's no
talent. I don't know if that really makes a difference in a marriage. How talented somebody is. Because, great, you're a great songwriter, and say you're the most awesome musician in the world. If you're at home on a Wednesday, and you're like, well, what do you want to do? I don't know, what do you want to do? Would you like to listen to how talented I am?
Yeah.
The other person is going to be like, you know what, I give this about 2 weeks before I'm out of here.
But at the same time, there's people who do think Julia Roberts is a very attractive woman. I am not one of those people.
I do not either.
I thought that, Lyle Lovett's a bit goofy looking, he wears his hair too tall. I see her standing next to him. I'm like, you know what? I don't think anybody's really out of anybody's league here.
Yeah, that's true. So Catwoman. Back to that.
It starts. Are we going?
Do we even fucking care about the story of this?
Because it starts out with hieroglyphs and photos that don't really pertain to the story.
But they do.
They don't. I mean, they do.
They reuse all that stuff.
They use it twice
on the internet.
3 times actually.
So that's the most important. This is the most important thing in the movie. I
is
guess.
Cats through history.
Catwomen through history.
Okay, so
hieroglyphs.
Let's start with my first question here. I think this is just going to be filled with questions. Is Midnight the cat the same cat, or is it just like, Bast only chooses Egyptian Mao?
I don't know what the fucking deal is with the magic cat.
The way that they portrayed it, though, is like Mr. Magic Cat, Mao Cat, was in every single photo.
Yeah, but is it the same cat?
It kind of looked like it. Like he's a vampire cat.
Or a magic cat.
Yeah, magic cat.
And the lady that has all the fucking cats...
Mm-hmm. Cat lady, whose name I fucking couldn't tell you.
She didn't have a name.
She doesn't have a name?
No, she's the fucking cat lady.
The cat lady.
So she got magical cat lady powers?
Ophelia.
Did they say it in there?
I have so many questions about the Catwoman business.
She was looking for something, and on screen she found a name that said Ophelia. She never calls her by that. It was in
Midnight's collar.
Oh, yeah.
It was the little piece of paper. Because you can't just have a tag on Midnight with your name and address and phone number like normal people do. You have to have a little container for a slip of paper written on a fortune cookie.
She's like a fucking...
fortune with your name on it and address.
I thought it was quite clever because it's an Egyptian cat and it had like...
It was
one of those weird Egyptian collar things where you had to just push the buttons in just the right order or it would blow acid in your face.
Because now
Or you would get the cat's owner's name.
I see.
Uh-huh. So now we're going to get to a question that I have. Do they think I'm retarded? Because I've seen an Egyptian cat.
They do think you are retarded, yes.
And I've seen a ring-tailed tabby.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just a ring-tailed tabby. That was a normal cat.
Egyptian cats, from my understanding, and I could be wrong about this because I don't know cats very well. I hate cats. Are usually pretty hairless. Not necessarily bald, but very light hair. A dusting of hair, you might say. Whereas this is just like a domestic fucking house cat.
Yeah, this is half of the cats you see.
Yes.
It's like, this isn't it. No, it's not a special cat. It's every fucking cat.
Yeah, it's every fucking cat. It's Rum Tum Tumper. Yeah, cats through history and also cat women through history. Because there's not just one Catwoman. There is many Catwomen through time chosen... Now, this is what I understand. Chosen by Bast, the goddess of cats. And Midnight is the messenger of Bast and delivers the message that you are the Catwoman.
What a bunch of bullshit.
Yep. What does that tell you, people? If you see a fucking cat with an Egyptian collar on, you better run like hell.
Oh no, you run towards it. I want Catwoman powers. That would be rad.
I don't want to rub my face on some weird ball or pretend like I'm clawing at the ground.
All right, she is a little... But she's a little nutty.
Yeah, that...
Halle Berry, what's her name? Patience Phillips. Her character starts out batshit crazy from the get-go. She is already a cat lady. She just doesn't own any cats. She's socially awkward. Mm-hmm. Dresses like... What
are you wearing? She never quits the what are you wearing thing.
Yeah.
The only time I'm like, not what are you wearing is when she steals the jumpsuit from Sharon Stone. And then it's just something that looks like Bruce Lee would wear, which ordinarily I would say, what are you wearing?
Yeah.
But with everything else she'd worn prior to that, I was like, wow, this is the most normal fucking thing you've worn in this movie.
You can't buy that outfit in a mall, I believe.
Yeah.
Everything else is
what?
She's also... apparently bad at her job. I don't know. It seems like she accomplishes the task as a designer or an artist in any other fashion to the rest of us. You submit a draft, you make changes to the draft, and then you move on. But her boss doesn't like anything she does.
No. Well, and
he can't explain why.
All I got from it is that the red wasn't dark enough.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's the thing that... because this movie presents you with a bunch of situations where the people in it and the situation that's happening is obviously something that's been put forth by people that don't understand the world or people or anything.
Anything. Absolutely.
And so her problem is he goes, I can't believe this is what you think art is, or some shit. He's like, the red is not dark enough. He then doesn't tell her how dark to make the red, and she says, I'll fix it. And then he has, you have till tomorrow at midnight. That's a change that takes 2 seconds
indeed.
on an email.
He also said, she says, you told me to do it this way. And he says, I know what I told you. Implying that, yes, that is exactly what I told you, and I don't care. Make the red the dark that I told you, but you told me not to. It's just...
Yeah, so apparently
so
she's not a
stupid.
mind reader.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, which nobody is.
She has no self-esteem and no confidence.
He would not be
in the beginning of this
head
movie.
of a major corporation.
Of anything.
And she would also not be an artist of anything. Like, nobody would work at all in real life. The company is an ad agency, essentially. Or no, she's part of the art department for a line of skin cream.
Yeah, which in real life they don't even have their own art departments
No, they do
like
not.
that. They would have that farmed out to an agency.
They're selling a type of skin cream called Beeline?
Beeline.
Bowline.
Not very well
Bleen.
named.
Sometimes they say Bleen. Sometimes they say Beeline.
I don't know that anyone
It's
knows
spelled
what it is.
BEAU-LINE.
Which is bowline.
Bowline. Bleen.
But they never actually say bowline, do they?
Is it supposed to be like beauty
It's like-
product line
I don't know.
abbreviation? I don't
It's something else
It's really
that doesn't
dumb.
work.
Right, it horribly disfigures your face. Now we have the whole plot.
It's supposedly an anti-aging cream.
Right.
But if you stop using it, you get horrible...
Scars
Your
and
face
disfigurement.
melts
Your
off,
face
essentially.
melts off,
Yeah.
which is, oh good, science. Which is another thing. I love the science in this movie because science has tubes of colored liquid, it has glowing Rubik's Cubes, and it has a lot of pipes.
Right.
Yeah.
And you take art to science.
That you take deliveries at science.
You need to go take your art to science, and then science will kill you. What?
Yeah, I really didn't understand that. Like, but this thing has to be delivered by midnight, and
To
they have
science?
a weird clock over on the side. She's got like 15 minutes to get this tube somewhere.
Let's set that up a little bit more because she just, when she gets yelled at about this project, she just goes upstairs to the boss and he says, you better deliver this to me by midnight. He's just upstairs at the workplace, but she goes across fucking town
She
to
goes
a
off
science place.
onto a different island.
Yes!
It's
to the
an
science
island
place.
on a science place, and she's got a tube, so she's printed something and put it in a tube, which means that no one at science will be able to do anything with that.
We do science here. This is not the art department.
Not to mention that there's not anything you can do with the printout. Like, I've got the printout here. Great! Now either give me the file so I can... Because what do you want me to do? Take a picture and then use that to reproduce
this
your
is
art?
2004. Maybe they didn't have computers.
They didn't. She had one.
And Bowline.
Bowline?
Bleh.
Well, the science had a computer.
The computer is to play Minesweeper on. That's it. Yeah. It's all the 386
What
could
was-
do in 2004.
And I love
Flash
how,
games were hot.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh yeah, but I love how they also gave her at this time the traditional fat friend who was a horn dogger.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Who was desperate. She's just reeking of desperation, horn doggerness.
The wacky.
Right, and then the gay friend
Barely.
that wasn't even a good dresser.
He was a gay head.
Yeah.
Because you never see anything that below his neck. He just is a gay head that showed up like 3 times in the movie.
This is 2004, don't forget. You know, we can't have too much gayness in it. The audience won't be ready for it, but they'll be ready for all of the other awful things that we're going to subject them to. Yeah, he's barely there. Like, oh, Benjamin Bratt, so handsome. Wow, you need to hit that up, girl. Mm-hmm. Ugh. There is way too much of that business in this film.
That was the one thing that bothered me because Halle Berry is
No.
not a
One thing?
One thing.
No, but this was like
How about a thing?
this is a thing that really bothered me. Right, is that throughout the movie they had the cool music going, you know, all during the fight scenes.
It's like
And it was-
it's like tough TLC music.
Right, with black ladies in the background going, doo-wop, sassy girl black music.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why? Because Halle Berry kind of looks black? And so
Yeah.
you're supposed to make the connection that this is a, go home, girl. You kicked that motherfucker's ass.
Yeah, I don't think it has anything to do with I know what you're talking about, but I don't think it's necessarily a race thing. I think it's this is tough girl music.
Yeah.
Like the tough butt guy music, like the Nickelback type shit and the we're gonna fill this gun movie up with a bunch of Seven Dust and shit like that. That's like this is
Sucks.
This is
It
not
was
tough.
awful.
This is just butt.
But, and speaking of, like, the race thing, too, because it's supposed to, like, that was a deal. Like, oh my god, Catwoman's black. Well, Eartha Kitt was Catwoman.
Mm-hmm.
She was black. And if you analyze the character from a racial perspective, Halle Berry is a black woman. The Patience Phillips, the character, is the most painfully white suburbanite on the planet.
Very, absolutely, completely. It is so dumb. So dumb. So, anyway, she's at the science
She goes to the science.
with her documents. Well, okay, we got one more important scene before that. We can tie it in at any point, but we have to introduce the Benjamin Bratt. And, and Midnight.
Oh, fucking...
Because Midnight shows up at her apartment during the party scene. The neighbors are partying at 4 a.m, and they're loud. They live across the fucking street.
Oh, yeah. There's a brick building.
A brick building. There's 60,000 other apartments around them, but she is the only one that... Excuse me, can you quiet down, please? You would not hear them.
Yeah.
You live in the fucking city. There's cars driving all over the goddamn
Cars are
place.
3 times as loud.
The helicopters, sirens, all sorts of things. If you have an apartment in the city, 4 a.m. partiers living across the street from you are not going to affect you. But they affect her, and foreshadowing, you look down, there's Midnight sitting on a Ducati that's also just parked right there, ready to be stolen at any point. Also, apparently with the keys in it.
Yes.
So, that doesn't really have anything to do with anything right now.
Yet.
But, Midnight shows up again the next day while she's getting ready to go to work or whatever to finish this project. And he's up on her balcony, and he springs up and starts climbing up the window outside the ledge. And so she has to rescue him, I guess?
Yeah, I would be like, fuck that cat.
Well, the cat got up there. The cat can... That's the thing that you
cat
learn
got
about
up there.
cats... is they're very rarely actually stuck.
Uh-huh.
They are very capable, and they're better than humans at climbing things.
Midnight does not need to be rescued.
No.
But she climbs out of her goddamn window. That's like on the 4th floor?
It
5th floor
seems
somewhere
to be anywhere... In that section, it seems to be like on the 5th floor.
Mm-hmm.
However, later in the movie, it seems to be on the 2nd floor.
Yeah.
And there's another math problem... Because he says, what is your apartment number when he goes up to rescue her? Because she decides to get out of the apartment and stand on the air conditioner to rescue a cat, which is a perfectly reasonable thing to do if you have no idea about anything.
Right.
So he goes into apartment 23, which would not be on the 4th floor.
Also, again, with the audio, she's 5 floors up. What's your apartment number? You can't
Hear
say that to
anything
somebody
in the
5
city.
points, 5 stories up. What is your apartment number?
He, like, sees her through the roof of his car, too. Like, there's not any practicality, well, in the movie.
Right.
Ever.
Never.
Because later, when the people that are at the party that is directly across from her, their apartment is clearly shown to be 36. What floor does she live on?
What floor does she
because
live on, indeed?
23 would be the 2nd floor.
Implied, right? Should be like 223 or something
Later
like that.
in the movie, she jumps up what seems to be 1 floor, but the 36 would be on the 3rd floor, and it is directly across from her.
Correct.
It also seems to be at varying distances. The first time you see her looking, it's like the building is right next to her. The second time, it is clearly across the street.
So, he knows exactly which 123 is at. And he makes it up there in 0.5 seconds to rescue her. Just in the nick of time. Climbs 5 stories. or 2, I don't know. But now she's late to work. So she drops her wallet and blah, 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 blah. We'll get to that. So she goes to work. He then finds her at work to drop off the wallet, which is when we get the gay guy and the Sally, what's her name?
I don't know.
Sassy fat chick.
Yeah, it's Sally. It's Sally. Sassy Sally. So she gets a date with Benjamin Bratt, and then she has to go across town to deliver the science. Now we are caught up.
Also, when she's working on the project that it's due at midnight, the one thing we know she needs to do is make the red darker. She's like doing sketching. She's doing everything except making the red darker.
Yes. So dumb. So, at science, they have glowing Rubik's Cubes. There are some guys there that, before she even shows up, reveals to us that the skin cream Blech will melt your face off if you stop using it.
Which makes sense.
Yeah. She doesn't hear any of this. She goes in to deliver the papers at science and goes directly to where they're at. All she sees is a projector shot of a woman with her face melted off. And then the plot of the whole movie is revealed to her just by looking at that. All these guys had to do was like, oh, hey, what's up? Oh, you're here to drop something off at science? Cool.
Yes.
She goes, what's that up there? They go, oh, don't worry about that. That's a new project that we're working on to
Save scar victims.
Help scar victims. Movie over. They go on making their skin melting cream, and the FDA is then the one that busts them up when people's faces start falling off. We don't even need Catwoman.
Yeah.
The plot of the movie would have worked itself out eventually.
And that, for a place like that, you probably have to sign a non-disclosure anyway. So they would have had that
it really doesn't matter. Well, she knows that now that they're all bad guys. That the company she works for is bad guys. Yeah, are they? I don't know.
I don't know. Also, Science is a building that has, at this point, a scientist who's concerned, and heavy security. They shoot questions. They shoot first. Yeah, they don't even bother to ask questions.
Yeah, but they never show how she gets into the building because the security people are outside the building, obviously, because we get those shots. So she just kind of, pulls her car up, gets out, walks. Nobody says anything to her, and then they're like, oh, shit.
I think she flies to the island.
I don't know.
This is before she was Catwoman.
Well, I know. I'm just saying, I don't know. I guess she must have flown there.
Yep, and we also forgot to mention that Sharon Stone, the head lady at Mulan Company, has been the spokeslady for years.
The face, yeah.
The face of it. And she turned 40, and they were like, fuck you, you're too old.
Sharon Stone is not 40 in this film. Huh? This is 2004, she's not 40 years old. She's knocking on 50.
Yeah. She looks great.
Her hair sucked.
Her hair sucked.
Yeah, but her face looked fantastic.
Well, she's using Blech.
Whatever it is.
So she's extremely bitter because they're replacing her with like a 20-year-old lady.
That her husband, who is also the CEO of the company,
and a bad guy,
is tapping.
Yeah.
Right.
Is he the bad guy?
He's just a piece of shit.
He's a doofus.
Yeah, he's a doofus.
He's just a mean bully piece of crap.
Yeah.
And it's not like she's fucking every pool boy that works for her.
Yeah, exactly.
You can tell that they have a good marriage.
You cast Sharon
they're
Stone
getting exactly what they want.
Role, it's over. She's doing her side of things too.
Yeah.
So they just start shooting the security guards at Halle Berry because they know that she knows the plot of the movie now because she saw a slide of a woman with some scar tissue on her face.
And she's also extremely amazing because when she's hiding away from the security people, there's a big shadow that shows them where she is. But her back has all these boxes behind it.
Where is the light source?
Where is the light source?
Yeah. Inside the boxes?
How does time and space work?
Space is cold and dark.
Space resembles none of these qualities.
Yes. There's a little Hawkwind for you guys.
Yeah.
Hashtag.
Well, that's what we should do.
Look it up.
Instead of talking about this movie, we should just go listen to Hawkwind's Space Legacy.
Yes.
Fuck.
Indeed. So yeah, they're chasing her. They're shooting at her. She's running away into more science. And there's like a pipe?
There's pipes, because Science has tubes of glowing liquid. Science has glowing Rubik's Cubes that are big. Science has pipes. And I think the Science had 2 computers.
Massive.
And boxes.
They were like sewage pipes.
Yes.
Very large.
You'd think it would just stink in there because there was like a little cesspool right before you enter into Science dumping.
Yeah,
tube.
she like slides into some slime of some sort, but it's not poop. It's like gray,
It
like
looks
goo.
That
like-
probably would have killed her
looks
by
like-
itself.
Toxic hazard.
It looks like that chocolate-flavored yogurt. Like she falls into chocolate yogurt.
Pistachio yogurt.
Yeah.
It's kind of gross looking.
Yeah, kind of
Stuff
gross
is
looking.
icky. So she's in there, and they're like, hit the switch or whatever, which causes jets of air to blow her in a certain direction into the tube. She's like running one way, and then she gets like her hair blows up, and so she has to turn and run the other way, and then like she looks down another tube, and her hair blows up again, and I don't really understand the air thing.
Yeah.
But eventually she gets to the end of the tube. It's out the side of a freaking cliff, and the water hits her, or the toxic waste
Yeah.
or whatever hits her and shoots her into the ocean.
So also, before that happens, the security guy flips a switch. So now we know that security can operate Science.
And they've done it before.
And they've done it before.
Yeah, they know what to do in this scenario.
Yeah, and that Science is a building that has a switch that shoots shit into the ocean.
And is also... Now, oh my god.
That's
this
the only function
movie
that
is
we...
so bad, and I didn't even think about this. So on that flying helicopter shot CGI business, it's an island
Yeah.
that is basically at sea level. But then she gets shot out of a tube
That's
that the
way
cliff
above.
is like 50 feet in the freaking air.
Yeah, no, the makers of this film did not understand things like distances and heights. Ugh.
So she's swimming in the ocean, she's drowning or whatever, I guess however she dies.
She looks like she's in a fucking mojito, too, because there's a bunch of, like, leaves around her. And
Yeah,
it's
where's the
got the
leaves
same
from?
exact whitish tinge to it. It's like, oh my god, she fell into some mojitos.
It's night when she gets shot out, but when she's in the ocean, it's very well lit.
Yeah.
It's like somebody's swimming pool.
Yeah, kind of, exactly. So, and that's probably what the leaves are, because nobody ever cleans their swimming pools.
That's right. Pool boy wasn't coming until tomorrow.
Yeah. So she then, I guess, washes up on Cat Island, because there's another island that she washes up on that's about the size of maybe like somebody's house. It's not a very big island.
Well, that's...
It's like 40 by 40.
It's like a rock or something.
Yeah, an
What
atoll.
I am to understand is this island can elevate itself
Yeah, it wasn't there before.
so that she can get shot out of the side of it for a high drop. Then after she drowns, the island sinks itself, goes underneath her, and then reemerges with her on top of it.
Right.
Is the only way that would work
Indeed.
out in... That would connect point A and point B in the story of this film. So in the story world of the movie, this island is a moving island.
Indeed.
That's the only way any of it will work.
Filled with cats.
Filled with cats.
CGI
Now,
cats.
The cat that gives her Midnight is there. So that cat swam like a mile.
I'm going to go ahead and infer that he flew there as well.
Yeah. But the other cats are just normal cats, or are they all magic
I
cats?
think that they're like part of a cat gang, and Midnight is the leader of these cats.
Yeah, because some of those cats look like the cats that were in Ophelia's house.
Oh, yeah,
But-
they could be Ophelia's cats.
But this was one of my favorite parts of the movie, is that the cat sees her, and then he gives a secret cat call to save all pathetic women everywhere.
Yeah.
And the other cats come.
Well, he already knows that she's the one because he tested her.
Right. But he burps in her face, and she wakes back up.
Yeah.
With cat tendencies.
Yeah, with cat tendencies.
Because she sees a spider and she tries to paw it. That's the first order of business when you come back to life. Try to smash that spider. Get it quick.
Get that spider.
It's so
Get the
stupid.
And it's like she thought she was a cat until she got back to her apartment, and the reflection on the mirror showed, or the reflection on the window showed her, and then she started touching her face
Right.
like, oh, I'm a person, not a cat.
not a cat.
And she jumps up to the second story where our first, where is her apartment? Real question. She then sleeps on a shelf because a cat would do that, but she brought all her bedding up onto the shelf.
Right.
What?
She also took a shower and changed her clothes before that as well.
Yeah.
that.
Well, she has some superpowers.
I guess.
She's got supervision, super hearing, super jumping,
Super jumping.
Super reflexes.
super reflexes, and the power to not know how to get into her apartment.
Yeah, she breaks. Well, you know what? She did have a rough go with the moving island. She may have lost her keys.
You probably could just go to the super and be like, I had a really bad night. Can you let me into my apartment?
Yeah.
And then he's just going to let you into the your
Exactly.
apartment.
Or you have a hide a key. But the thing is, you see her, it's like her character doesn't even think about trying to find her keys. She just gets there and busts that window.
Yep. And never fixes it.
No. It fixes itself, I guess.
Well, she misses her date with Benjamin Bratt, whose character name is Tom Lone. He's a cop. He's not one tough cop. He's a really not get a whole lot of shit done cop.
Yeah.
But he works alone
I guess.
because he's too intense for other partners. Isn't that what he tells her at
I
the
don't
school?
know.
Some bullshit like that. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just too dedicated and nobody can stand me. It's like, so you're an asshole.
When you see him at work, he's just sitting at a desk staring into space. Like he's just daydreaming.
Play Minesweeper.
Doesn't do anything.
Some of those flash games.
He gave, like, the kids, he goes to a school, he doesn't tell them anything.
No. Not
They're
like
just
say
like-
no to drugs, or it's like one of those types of things.
Yeah.
Like, hey, come outside and you're going to look at the Dare car or whatever.
Yeah.
But he doesn't really instruct them on anything about life. Just, let's go play basketball.
Yeah, he's like, you can come into the end of the speech so they didn't have to worry about it. He's like, that's the way life is, kids.
You guys be the good guys.
And then they're like, can I see your gun? No.
Will you
No,
shoot your gun? No.
Will you shoot the audience in the face? Because that's what they want at this
They
point.
want it to be shot in the face. Could you go get John Wick, have him shoot us in the face, because he's good at it.
So, meanwhile, Midnight comes back and is bugging Patience. Patience doesn't know that she's Catwoman yet. Because they have two personalities. It's like your Patience during the day and then Catwoman by night. But that doesn't mean like you put on Catwoman's outfit and go fight crime. You are two different. You have a split personality.
Schizophrenic.
Yeah. So she is like, I need to get rid of you, Cat. You are a stray. She finds a little paper that has Ophelia's addresses on it and goes to see her. And Ophelia has 10,000 cats and also lives in the, like you said, the last house inside the city.
Yeah, it's a lone house. Like, it's magical.
It's the house from Up, essentially.
Yeah, it is. And
With some shit mural on the front of it that was like a peace sign with different colors. It was just like, what the fuck is that? Looked like somebody had spray painted her house. But then you, oh, okay, it's supposed to be art.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
Well, she's like, here's this damn cat. And the lady's like, okay, see you later. Thanks for that scene.
No,
No,
she's
she
like,
goes in.
Ophelia.
You know, yeah, she goes in, but it's not revealed at that point why
No.
this has to do with anything.
Anything.
Except that she throws a ball of catnip at her, and then she rubs this
Oh,
ball
the
of catnip
yeah.
on her face like a crazy person.
More of a reveal of her cat-likeness now.
And why does somebody have a special catnip ball? So I'm to assume that she is also some kind of Catwoman because she's got her own private catnip ball. She's not sharing with the other cats.
The caretaker of the power cats. So, since cats can't speak, you need somebody to translate cat talk. She's the Morgan Freeman of the movie. She has to Morgan Freeman Patience and tell her what's going on, because obviously Midnight can't be like meow 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 meow. Translation: there's always a Catwoman. I am the decider who the Catwoman is, and you are the Catwoman. You need Ophelia, because otherwise
You're the most pathetic thing I've ran across in a while.
yeah.
Catwoman for you.
Yeah, pretty much. So she goes to work, and what's this French guy's name, this actor?
Lambert Wilson.
Lambert.
Lambert Wilson.
Yeah. So she lips off to him, and she gets fired, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, and everybody's like congratulating her, like, oh, congrats, you're on the
Yeah.
unemployment line now. Woohoo!
Yeah, you're fired.
And with her shitty artistic ability, she's not going to get another
At
job.
this point in the movie, it's clear that he is the villain. I am still not sure what he is the villain of. He's a terrible husband. That has been established.
He's a fucking jerk.
But
You're not supposed to like him. He's a
Also
fucking
a terrible boss. But is he a bad guy?
I never find out if he's actually... It seems like Sharon Stone's character is the only one that knows what's going on.
Is she a bad guy?
She's the bad guy.
Yeah, she's the villain.
She's the villain in the movie.
Right,
is she a bad guy? I don't know.
What is she the bad guy of? What is anybody the bad
Face
guy
burning
of?
off.
Face burning
cream.
off.
Yeah, but
face
it's just
cream.
like that's a corporation. You have a board of directors that you have to answer to, and you just do whatever they say.
Not in this company. It's her and him.
Oh, no.
I mean, I don't think he knows anything.
No, I don't
No,
think anybody knows
he's
anything.
just there to bang the new face of
Yeah.
Bulan.
Yeah.
And they get to go to a suite. Oh, we're not there yet.
It doesn't matter.
So, yeah.
That was actually kind of a cool effect. The stage show at the Cirque du Soleil stage show thing was actually kind of cool looking.
Probably because it was actually not. It was not faked like every other goddamn thing in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it actually looked pretty cool.
Done in a computer quite poorly.
I fucking hate Cirque du Soleil crap. So her buddy, the sassy Sally, she's using the face cream and she passes out and has to go to the hospital. And so she's there recovering, I guess. I don't know how you recover from face melting cream because...
Well, it's giving her headaches and she's fainting.
Yeah, but she also, the doctors tell her, we don't know what your problem is, but why is she still there?
Yeah, no. She's inpatient and she's just sort of hanging out, just funning around with the staff.
Yeah, like she lives at the hospital.
Well, she's got a crush on the doctor, so she's like, you know what? This is a really expensive way to get your attention. I'm just going to stay here in the hospital.
Well, she works with patients at the shitty... Blech. We know that she's got a terrible boss who mistreats their employees. I'm going to go ahead and assume that Sally doesn't have the best insurance in the world and is probably paying out of pocket exorbitant amounts just to flirt with a doctor. Because it's expensive to stay in a hospital. It's like $5,000 a day.
It's really ridiculous.
Yeah. So, she calls Patience and blah, blah, blah. I'm doing all right. Well, Patience is starting to come into comfort with her cat powers. So basically, she's now becoming Catwoman. The Catwoman persona is emerging.
Yeah.
Because right now she's the neighbors are partying again. She busts in, shows them their business. She's got all the tude. She steals the Ducati, and
She gives herself an Edward Scissorhands haircut.
oh yeah.
It instantly
The
gives her
makeover.
highlights.
Right.
Yeah. The motorcycle, too, because I'm like, whose bike is that? They addressed that. Mm-hmm. Because there's
It's
a
the
sound
neighbors.
effect of a guy going, hey, that's my bike! As she rides off real fast, which is then followed by a sequence of shots of her riding that you just can't see what's going on.
It's just blurry.
It's just blurry shit.
motion.
Which is now... But that's the biggest failure in filmmaking is when you're doing something and you can't see what's going on. You're telling a story with pictures. If you got 3 minutes of footage where no one can tell what's going on, you fucked up as bad as you can fuck up.
Yeah, there's lots of that. So she goes to the jewelry store because she earlier saw a necklace that's very like a cat collar type looking thing. It's got a big stud down at the bottom of it.
Well, it's made out of cat claws.
Yeah. Well, no, those become their cat claws, don't they?
Something, yeah.
Yeah, but they're supposed to resemble like cat fingernails or a claw or something like that.
They look like bugles, the delicious
they
snacks.
They do look like
Like
beagles.
that was the only thing that this movie did for me is that I'm gonna get some bugles on the way home. Because I kept seeing her like doing her bullshit claw gestures, and I was like, bugles.
It doesn't make you want to buy Bowline products.
Yeah.
It makes you want to buy bugles.
Bugles.
So, at the same time that she's there, just happens to be getting robbed. Burgled. The jewelry store.
Which is completely unrealistic because everybody knows that a jewelry store takes their jewelry out and puts it in a safe.
Not everybody, because I didn't. Because I just don't give a shit about jewelry stores.
Yeah.
But anyways, so she beats them up. She's now a superhero, crime fighter.
But she steals the jewels.
Some of them.
And
No,
then-
she steals
She
a lot
steals
of
all
stuff.
of them, but then she returns them.
Yeah. Which is... This isn't a movie about Catwoman, the DC character. Because...
That was one of my questions. Who is she?
Yeah, there is no... The only other Catwoman that wasn't Selena Kyle was Holly Robinson. Mm-hmm. There is no DC character named Patience Phillips.
There is not. However,
Now, she steals... Selena Kyle is a jewel thief.
Uh-huh.
So, she steals the jewels and gives them back and wastes about 3 minutes of the movie with that.
Uh-huh.
If you're just gonna make a movie about a lady who is a Catwoman and it's not don't even fucking bother
Why even
trying
bother?
to bring parallels.
Woman, just be
Yeah.
like
You've already abandoned the source
Lady
material.
Cat or
Just fucking do whatever, right? Don't try to draw some fucking screwy parallel that just works poorly.
well, it's what's really stupid is that they had to pay out because it's from the character created by Bob Kane.
Yeah.
She's not
Catwoman.
She is not created by Bob Kane. The name was, sure. Just change it to something else. It's not Catwoman.
And Selena Kyle doesn't have superpowers. She's just a good gymnast.
Yeah. This is a bad movie.
It's a bad movie.
Yeah.
This is really one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Yes. It is probably the most expensive worst movie I've ever
seen Pluto Nash, and it's worse.
Oh,
What I
that
would
is
like to
bad.
know is our listeners out there, if you've ever had a cat burp in your face and then you got some sweet superpowers, please comment to us or
Yeah.
email us.
Post a YouTube video.
Yep.
Cat scratch fever is actually a thing.
It is.
Yeah.
What is that?
If you get, they have bacteria on their claws.
Mm-hmm.
So if you get scratched by a cat, sometimes you can get real sick. Mm-hmm. That's actually, it's not just a fucking sweet song by the Nuge.
Motor City Madman. So now she's living double life because she's also dating Benjamin Bratt while having superpowers. But she's back to, during the day when she's with him, she's back to being Patience. She's not the sassy Catwoman that's tough and in your face and all sexy-fied. You guys catch the sexy?
The sexy was the too sexy.
She was trying to do a catwalk strut.
She
The
was
strut was
And it was
garbage.
like,
And even when she stands, she does that like lean on your like stick your butt out like really far and then like look tough, sexy.
She contorts herself, and it looks weird.
It's
it does.
awful.
The director is an asshole because I think a lot of it's coming from like, turn on more of this, more of this. If I would have gone by frame and drawn a line on one side of the TV, as the last shot where she's walking away and she's like swinging her ass, so much that it's ridiculous, you could have drawn a line on the TV from one side of her ass swing to the next, going frame by frame, just give the two full outside motions of the ass, and then you'd look at her ass in the middle of that and be like, a human body doesn't even work like that.
Yeah.
It's amazing that she can get it to move that far side to side while still walking and not falling over.
True.
Skip to the end. So she goes and she does this. She follows that security guy to a club. Well, who's that guy?
The guy who flushed her out of the
That's
tube.
the guy that knows how to run
But
science.
she never saw him.
Yes, she did.
No.
Kinda. No, she didn't.
She didn't. She's the shadow. Her back is turned to them. They start shooting. She runs away and she never sees them again.
Yeah. She doesn't
Ever.
know. She doesn't know enough to get shot at, but she sure as hell doesn't know enough to actually find that guy.
Yeah. What?
Or does the magic cat tell her?
Oh, maybe.
Dance, magic, cat, go cat.
So they fight in an alleyway. She beats him up. She goes to the lab. That guy, some other guy is dead. The scientist guy.
The scientist
Yeah.
guy is dead.
He was blowing the whistle.
Oh, he was a whistleblower?
He wanted to.
He wanted to, and they were like, no, shut the fuck up, you little scientist.
And he's like, I can't ethically release this product that works sort of but melts people's faces. But you could ethically make a face cream that melts face. I mean, you're the scientist here. Mm-hmm. You made this.
It is quite your fault.
You, why the second thought? Why doubt yourself now? Mm-hmm. You've gotten 95% done with your plan.
Yes, indeed.
Huh.
So she gets framed for that guy being dead. Some janitor. Well, not really framed, but whatever. Some janitor sees her there, and so, Catwoman killed him.
Which is super convenient, because what was Sharon Stone going to do before that happened?
Yeah.
She was just going to be like, oh, that guy's dead.
Yep.
And, you're not going to do anything.
Yeah,
about
Sharon,
it.
at this point, Sharon Stone has no clue that Catwoman even exists.
Yeah. Like,
Not really anybody does. But, like, the next day on the news, this is Catwoman. And then suddenly everybody in the world knows all about Catwoman. That some woman dressed as a cat killed a guy.
In a science lab.
in a science lab, and now everybody knows about Catwoman and her superpowers, and that she wears black leather and has a whip.
At this point in the movie, I'm not even sure that Catwoman exists.
Yes, yeah, that's true. Oh boy. So Benjamin Bratt is also starting to put two and two together that Catwoman and Patience Phillips are the same woman, because he got kissed at the fight. It's some fight thing, or no, it's the handwriting. The two handwriting syncs up. Because
Also, yeah.
she left the sorry coffee and the sorry returned the jewelry.
She gave
thing.
him a cup. She didn't have any, because the way she was holding it, she like fingertips it from the bottom and shakes it around. It's an empty cup.
Mm-hmm.
A cup with coffee would have been dropped if you would have performed that with it. So he has a coffee cup that says sorry.
Sorry, yep.
That she gave him in a paper bag that says sorry, that is obviously the same sorry. Then they bring in a scientist to analyze it, and he says,
analysis.
this is what's going on with two different people. And you're like, looking at it going, that's the same sorry. If you're seeing something here differently than I am, wow, you are super scientist.
Yeah, handwriting analysis. So they're still dating. They go to a carnival and save some kid on a Ferris wheel business. He's starting to be like, wow, you've got super amazing abilities. And Catwoman and you have the same handwriting. And, whoa, this is whatever. But I still haven't really figured it out that Catwoman and Patience are the same person. So then she breaks into Sharon Stone's house at night. She's Catwoman again. Why does she go to Sharon Stone's house?
She's blaming the boss now, Lambert Wilson.
Lambert?
Lambert.
Why
whatever.
is she blaming the boss?
Because he's a dick.
Because the security guy, told her, he's the guy running the show. Which she should have already knew, because she fucking worked there too.
Oh yeah, he's the CEO of the company.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's why you tried to shoot me in the building.
So what's her plan when she goes there? Like, is she
doesn't
gonna rough
have
him
one.
up?
Yeah,
or...
that's it. She's gonna revengify him. I don't know how. She never has a plan for anything in this
she
movie.
does not. Well, he's dead. Sharon Stone has killed him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's dead.
He's dead.
Oh no, that's too. Forget. Let's skip to where that's at, because
Not a lot happens between.
Yeah, they go on dates and stuff, and
For the convenience or the informational purposes of the listener, I generally take 4 pages of notes. I have a page and a quarter of notes because nothing fucking happens in this movie.
Yeah. So Catwoman's framed for the death of Sharon Stone's husband, Lambert Wilson. And the cops show up instantly.
Yeah.
Including Tom Lone.
He's just... the power of plot convenience in this film is amazing.
He's just like the cop from Undefeatable. He just shows up wherever.
Yeah.
Wherever there's crime that's relevant to his girlfriend and his superhero lady. He's there.
He's there, yeah.
She escapes.
Steals a jumpsuit and
Steals a
escapes.
jumpsuit. Now, here's the fun part. She goes home directly, does she not? She goes back to her apartment?
No, I think she wanders the streets for a while because it's dark outside, and then she doesn't get back, and it's like light outside, and he's already waiting.
Outside. Yeah. He's there. Tom Lone is in her apartment.
Yeah.
There to arrest her, because she's the
He's
killer.
inside with a gun out, and the door's open. He broke in. That was against the law.
Yeah.
He doesn't
You
seem to
can
have
probably
a
get
warrant. He doesn't seem to present with one.
You could probably get... I don't know if you could, actually.
He
has no evidence that they're...
of anything like... So he goes to the district attorney, and he's like, I need to arrest the person with cat powers that is on the TV, and it may be magic. I don't have any evidence of anything. And they're like, oh, okay, you know what? We're going to get that right over to you. And then they call his boss, and he gets fired.
Right, yeah.
So... No, he had some evidence because the lipstick mark from the gala... When
I forgot about more science
evidence.
And the lip from the glass at Halle Berry's house matched 99.9%.
Which is another boy. Oh,
this is total bullshit.
It is complete bullshit. Oh boy. It's bullshit in the science machine, but it's bullshit in the evidence machine as well, because they took a picture of his cheek that had been kissed by Catwoman. Why did they do that? Like, so this is evidence.
Evidence.
And then again,
the other thing that I didn't ever notice that he got when that scene went down and she kissed him, that it left a mark. Like, I didn't see that, and then later you're just looking. I'm looking at a profile shot of Benjamin Bratt looking clueless and doofy like he always does.
Like he's a victim of sexual assault.
Yeah.
Like he's got a red stripe on his face. I'm like, so this is what you do at work. You just look at selfies that are poorly taken. You go to work and you look at poorly taken selfies and, oh no, it's science.
How does that work at the court case? Like, if we'd like to submit Exhibit F, this picture of Benjamin Bratt with some red on him. Okay.
Yeah.
This is clear, concrete evidence that Patience Phillips is Catwoman and that she killed that other guy. Nope.
What?
So they arrest her, and she tells the whole thing that she, blah, 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 she was working in this place, and blah, 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 now she's Catwoman, blah, 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 she's framed, and blah, 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 Sharon Stone is the bad guy. Midnight shows up while she's in her cell, and pushes its head through the little window, barred window, which then lets Halle Berry know that she can also smash her head through things now. She's got baby head.
So she has hard face is what I wrote down.
Hard face?
Hard face.
I don't know why hard face.
Because the only
like soft
evidence
face.
of anything in Sharon Stone's power...
Oh, you're talking about Sharon Stone. I was talking about Halle Berry escaping her prison cell.
Yeah, like a cat.
Bars were just too far apart.
She's got soft head.
No, those bars were just too far apart.
I don't think so. I think she had cat powers.
So here's
she
the thing.
Smashes her head through.
No, they didn't do any special effects. She just...
In one frame, yes, and then but then they cut to the behind her view, and they're smaller than the bars that she pushed her face through.
Whether her head fits or not, her whole chest does. Like, she makes it through sideways at some point.
Right.
The bars are too far apart in jail.
I don't think in the movie, though, that they are. I think that you're supposed to think that she's got a cat power that she can squish through things.
Which, another thing, like, oh boy, you just don't understand shit about fuck again.
Yeah.
Because...
Cats don't have soft heads.
That's what happens. They get stuck. They get their heads stuck in everything all the goddamn time. If you've ever owned a cat, you come home and they're going, because they're trying to get
one
into
of those
something.
like plastic pint cups that are bright colored ones. Their heads are always jammed into those things.
Or there was a chair that my mom's cat would get their head stuck in all the goddamn time, and it was like the third time down, you're like, why are you doing this?
Get out the butter.
What is the end game if this works?
I would just throw things at that cat. So she pushes her way through the bar. She's escaped. She steals some guy's jag and like kisses the cat. The leaper hood ornament.
The butt jag?
Yeah.
Because the jag breaks. She should get hit by a car here and the movie should be over. But it doesn't. It just taps her butt, which makes her want to steal it, I guess.
Yeah.
What? And then... Yeah, so she carjacked. There's plenty of shit you can arrest her for.
That's not the killing of Lambert Wilson.
Yeah, even if she stole the jewels and gave them back, breaking and entering. Grand theft is out. Breaking and entering is still there. Carjacking, totally illegal. She steals a fucking motorcycle. Never gives it... What happens to the motorcycle? Why did she steal it?
Yeah.
What was the point?
She calls it accessories.
And the thing... Does she?
Yeah. Time to accessorize, and then she see her get on the motorcycle and take off.
She should have a cat purse that has just like a little tiny cat in it at all time. That's her accessory cat. Midnight should go on adventures with her sidekick Midnight.
And with the I'm so fixated on this fucking motorcycle because you have to look at the motorcycle like 6 times before she rides it. You know they've beat you in the face that she's gonna ride that motorcycle at one point, and then they do. And it's like, what was that even for? It's like the idea of like paying things off or whatever in movies. They pay everything off, but they just wrote a bunch of checks for like 3 cents. These are 3-cent checks. All of them. None of them matter to anything.
And all of them get returned.
Oh, yeah.
With insufficient funds.
Insufficient funds for your 3-cent fucking check.
So she then goes and fucks up the deliveries of the Boulene.
I guess
by like pulling the old American graffiti.
I didn't even
chain
get that.
On the axles of the semi trucks.
Oh, that's what she was doing.
Yeah.
And then she drove one semi truck and ripped all their axles out.
Which like 7 trucks,
I guess. And so she gets into a Jag. Why does she even steal the Jag from the guy if she's just going to end up in a semi? She's got to get to the
deliveries.
I don't know.
She's got to go home and change.
She does have to go home and change into Catwoman.
Which again, okay, I want to save that one. I'm going to save that question for the end.
All right, well, we're almost there. So she then is also instantly where Sharon Stone and Tom Lone is at, because Tom is now like instantly, oh, okay, well, that's a good enough explanation. I'll go arrest Sharon Stone. But he doesn't, because Halle Berry's still in jail. But then he never goes like, oh, we need to let her out because she's not the criminal. She just told me that this other lady is, so I'll go and arrest her, but we'll also have, I guess that's the right thing to do, is you arrest both of them and let God sort them out.
Yeah. You arrest Benjamin Bratt, too. Yeah. He's under arrest for violating every statute of police work.
So Sharon Stone shoots Tom Lone in the heart.
Okay, so the shot, in the scene, in the shot where she shoots him, he is hit on... it looks very close, very near the heart, on the left side of his chest area. You see the bullet strike and the squib explode, and then in the next scene, he's holding his right shoulder is now been shot.
Yep.
But he's okay. He is inconvenienced by the gunshot.
Itchy bullets.
As, like... Norris has a harder time with gunshots than Tom Lone.
Why does she shoot him?
Because he knows.
He's onto her.
But how does she know he knows? She just like, oh, hey, I'm here to like ask you about how things are going. Oh, okay. Excuse me for just a moment. Bam!
And how does... Yeah, I don't know. They're like, she's having a conference in the lobby area for one, because he can just walk in. And just be like, hey, I need to talk to you, which would never happen. You'd be like, you'd go to the receptionist and they would make up some story that ends up you sitting in a chair until you decide to leave.
Right.
Because you're not going to fucking get up there.
You're not going to get up there. Yeah. So Catwoman saves him from, I guess, a certain death because Sharon Stone was going to shoot him in the face or whatever.
Whatever.
They have a long and arduous cat fight with much CGI.
And her running around the roof for no reason.
And, like, it climaxes when Catwoman claws Sharon Stone's face.
With her diamond cat claws.
That then becomes icky.
Right.
Not cut up. Icky.
Well, they said that her face was like marble, so it would just scar the marble.
She has hard face.
Yeah.
Hard face.
She said, my face is like marble.
So why does she get scarred or icky face?
I don't know.
Because diamonds are the hardest substance in the world, and they've just
they're
scarred
harder than marble, yeah.
the marble.
Oh. Ding, 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 ding. Jackie's good.
Oh, man.
This movie's not.
No, it's not. I would have never got that.
I never would have gotten that either. I was like, so she clawed the cream off of her face?
When I think that the problem is that hard face is such a sort of vague superpower in the story world that we're dealing with here. All we know is that Lambert Wilson slaps her and it hurts his hand. That's it. That's all we've got to go from.
You've got a hard face.
You've got a hard face.
But meanwhile, Catwoman is just tossing her all over the place. She is doing no damage to her face, nor is she even trying to. Or she's throwing her through plate glass windows, off ledges, onto the ground, breaking every bone in her body that is not attached to her hard face.
Hard face.
She is still quite easy to kill.
Yeah, which still, all we know about hard face is that it hurts somebody's hand.
It doesn't hurt Sharon Stone, though.
No, not really.
Yeah, she says, I feel no pain.
Yeah, in this
because Catwoman tried to, like, whip her in the face, and she was like, fuck you, I've got a face made of marble, and I don't feel anything.
Hard face. Well, she eventually pushes her out the window, and Sharon Stone... Oh, no, Sharon Stone sees a reflection of her icky face, and
lets
go and falls to her death, because vanity is the deadliest sin. Movie over. Oh, actually, is it?
No, she...
Is there a happy ending?
Tom Lone comes up, and he's like, you know, if Patience Phillips is in the prison cell when in the morning, then they won't think that she's Catwoman. So that's like that. I'm on your side now. We are going to go later.
She doesn't do that.
It's implied that she goes back.
No,
in.
she writes him the letter saying, I can't have anything to do with you, and then she Catwoman's her butt out, and that's the end of the movie.
Yeah, she gives him a Dear John letter, and she shakes her ass at our faces.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought she went back and got cleared.
No.
I don't know.
Maybe she did. It doesn't matter.
Of what?
There's no... Of
Because that's the thing, now you have...
murdering Sharon Stone, I guess.
You get... well, that wasn't what she was in there for. That's the new case.
She's murdering Tom, or Christopher Lambert.
Which is the closed
Wilson.
case because that was Sharon Stone.
Tom still doesn't have evidence to prove that that's true.
He's not going to get it either the way he does his police work.
All he has evidence of is getting shot by Sharon Stone.
All I have evidence of anything is that Sharon Stone has a hard face. That's it.
Hey, did I call it or did I not call it? Sharon Stone dies in the movie.
Yeah, she does.
She doesn't make it out of any of them, except for Ellen
Basic
Quartermain.
instinct.
Yeah. Questions?
Ooh, me.
Go.
How many of the photos do you think that Sharon Stone kept? You know all those great big
Oh,
photos
the
throughout
boneyard.
the movie?
The Sharon Stone model boneyard.
Yeah, where they were all over the headquarters and stuff.
Like actual Sharon Stone or Sharon Stone's character?
Sharon Stone's character, where she's got all the headshots and stuff, right, for her beauty
No,
career.
are you asking, did the character keep them,
Sharon
or did
Stone.
actual Sharon Stone keep those headshots?
Sharon Stone.
So
Kept
she,
him.
after the movie, she took him home with her?
Yeah, like has him in a room somewhere.
Like-
She's like, this is my Catwoman collection.
If I was hideously rich and had a giant house, you know what? Fuck yeah. I would take them. Because I'm a jackass.
Yeah.
I would totally... You guys know I'm a dickhead.
She looked great in
I'm
him.
gonna own being a dickhead. Yeah, I would have bullshit aplenty.
Uh-huh.
I would take those. You're absolutely correct.
She
Yeah.
probably
Good call.
did, considering she answered her phone in the middle of filming. Which, having seen... You had to have a pretty good idea of how things were going to turn out while making this. Like, it wasn't a mystery, like, you saw the finished product and going, what happened?
Mm-hmm.
Like, she probably didn't show up to the screening, because she had a pretty good idea of how this thing was going to turn out.
Yeah.
And that's why, day 4 or whatever, she's already ready to answer her phone in the middle of filming, because ultimately, whatever is happening there isn't that important.
Yeah, no.
She's probably got a clause on her contract that she can walk and still get 25%, just because she's Sharon Stone.
She should have.
She should have.
Sam, what's your question?
My question, where did her costume come from? Because it is mentioned that she had been given a leather suit from the gay head and the sassy Sally.
Which I think she wears the first time when she fights
No.
the cat burglars.
she does wear that
but that is not what she ends up
She
wearing.
does not end up being Catwoman in that same
She
suit.
just has a very well-made helmet thing and some bra that's leather and some pants that don't have really anything to them.
Right.
And it just showed up.
And the whip.
And the whip. It all just shows up.
Uh-huh.
The Dominatrix shop. Down on 6th.
Maybe.
Huh.
Yeah, I guess I could go by that. It's very similar to that. You could get that shit.
Yeah.
But they don't in the movie.
Or a biker store.
No, you
For
cannot
biker
get that.
babes.
You cannot get that outfit at a biker store.
For biker babes?
Butt pants. No, ripped up shit like that.
I don't think it was supposed to be ripped up. I think that was supposed to be part of the
No,
design.
it was like stitched, ripped up. Like it,
was just
wasn't
cut.
like she cut
just
them.
cut.
No, it wasn't. It had stitches around. Like you weren't supposed to see them, but it was so that they didn't tear further. So it was like well made.
Yeah, it was
ripped up.
Well-made holes in pants.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
designed
and
that
they
way.
were in a pattern as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah, you
designed
can't.
that way.
You can't buy that shit at a biker
Harley
store.
Davidson.
No.
And
No, you could at the
the-
Dominatrix shop. You're
Now
right
let's
about that.
say she did go to the Dominatrix shop. At no point does she ever get concerned with the fact that she no longer has a job.
No, she never ever cares about being unemployed.
And let's say that she does buy this, because it just shows up, right? That's what happens. It just shows up. Let's imagine she goes and buys it. She's not concerned. That would cost... She spent a G on leather.
Yeah, that's an expensive outfit.
Yeah, and the whip and the whole thing. Maybe $1,500.
Oh, whips are not cheap either.
So how does she do that if she doesn't keep the fucking jewelry?
She doesn't have a savings account because you're led to believe that she is inept at life in every way at the beginning of the film. Like, she cannot take care of herself as a person.
Or so does what happen is after she shakes her ass at us, our face, and the movie ends, in the story world that continues on, she finds out that she's evicted when she gets to her, because she's like, oh yeah, I have to pay rent. I didn't think about that.
Dum 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 dum. My question is, would I be allergic to Catwoman?
Oh, because you're allergic to cats.
And she has all the physical characteristics of a cat. Does she get kitty dander?
Or if Benjamin Bratt's allergic to cat, and he goes muff diving, and he comes back up and his eyes are all watering.
His face is all puffed out. Oh my god!
He sneezes inside her vagina.
He goes down for some of that kitty litter.
Oh boy. Kitty litter?
Yuck.
Oh.
What else you got?
Do you think that Sharon Stone cut her own hair for this movie? Because there was a point in time where she was cutting her own hair and she was very public about it. And she's
really?
like, I don't pay for haircuts, I cut my own hair. And this movie was a perfect example of somebody who cuts their own fucking hair.
I would not picture Sharon Stone being frugal about such things
Anything.
like
Like, she's got a lot of money.
No, but it's true. She
that. That is
cut
a
her
really
own hair.
odd fact that I
She
would have
just
never guessed.
Seems like I would, would I want to hang out with her? No. Would I like to interview this woman? Hell yeah. I'd have a million questions for her.
Yeah, because she went through a phase. I don't know if she's still doing it, but she did go through a phase there where she was like, no, I don't pay for haircuts. I cut my own hair. I just grab a piece and start snipping when it gets too long.
I think that was part of her phase that she just decided that she fucking hated everybody.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't matter.
Yeah. Good question. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because her hair looks like a weed whacker.
Yeah, it looks shitty. Sam, what's your question?
Oh, that was my only question.
I am out of questions as well. Recommendations?
No.
Definitely not.
Now, if you would like to see one of the worst movies ever made, this is one of them.
Yeah, I would say if you're touring the Razzies...
Ineptitude is at its maximum in this film. Other than Pluto Nash, can't think of a recent movie that is as poorly made. The computer visuals in this film are horrid. The director that they brought on...
Pitoff
was a special effect guy.
Pitoff needs to fuck off.
Yeah, before in City of Lost Children, which I didn't like, but at least, yes, it did look good. This looks bad. Like, he fucked up everything in this movie.
It's awful. Yeah, that's the only way I would recommend it, is if you are going for an achievement of some sort. It is not... I mean, we laughed a couple times, but
About our own jokes.
Yeah, at our own jokes. I think just three people can sit around and tell jokes and laugh just as much without a film in the background. So, do not from me, do not from Jackie, do not from Sam. That's your show. What are we doing next, Sam? You got any clue? It's your pick.
I believe it's Delta Force.
Ooh, Delta Force. That'd be fun. We will see you guys next week for
Delta Force
0.5 episode.
Yeah.
In the meantime, get to the Delta Force chapter. Chopter.
Visit us at www.stinkermadness.com. Follow Stinker Madness on Twitter @StinkerMadness. Please rate and review us on iTunes and Stitcher. Thank you for listening, and get to the chopper.